Hi guys, it's me, Danielle Danny Buttons. I'm back today with a color and chat from this book, Fairy Tales Doodle Adventure by Ronnie C. Pios. And I think this is a Julia Rivers book. So this is from Amazon for probably like $7 or $8. I got this for Christmas and I have not colored in it yet. So we're gonna color in it together. I already picked my page to save some time because picking the pages is the hardest thing to do. I guess I can flip through a little bit on the way to my page, but it's a very doodly book with some Disney-inspired characters. So that's pretty obviously Belle and Tinkerbell. So there's actually a lot of fall things going on in here in case you're looking to get another fall-inspired book and are into doodles. Like, I'm sure I'm not gonna be able to find them now that I'm looking quickly, but a bunch of them, like, it's a scarecrow as the biggest bit in the picture, and there's witches and there's trolls, so it's pretty cute. So we're gonna get over our fear of the doodles and give this a shot today. I picked this picture. I'm also going to be using Crayola Super Tips, which is the first time I'm using these on camera. And hopefully this isn't a terrible idea because I have no idea how this paper is going to work with them, really. I did the tiniest little practicing in the front, but I didn't even worry about going inside the lines. I just really wanted to see if it would bleed through. Like, I intentionally pressed really hard. And it did not really bleed through that much. Plus, they're single-sided images, so it's not a huge deal if it doesn't bleed through. But yes, here we go. I thought this was cute because I love Ariel, so I'm always going to pick an Ariel picture. And it did seem to have a lot of bigger spaces too, so I can kind of go back and forth between big spaces and little spaces. So, let's begin. I was going to do my bucket red, but now I realize I'm going to do her hair red. Is that too much red? I'm going to try to do a small spot first. And also, this is almost fall-like with the pumpkin and the scarecrow too. So, here we go. Maybe I'll do the bucket blue. I'm just going to do the water blue. So many decisions already. So, the shower has finally passed. Have I filmed anything since the shower? Darn, I did. I already talked about the shower. Never mind. This week I was super busy, so I don't think I really filmed in like a week because wedding things are ramping up. My desk was covered all week in trying to do invitations, so I really had to take a week off coloring against my will. So I finally got those out though. Does he have a tail? Nope, first fish down, no tail. Yeah, if you can tell, I'm assuming you can because of the lighting, but this paper is almost shiny, the lines, so I don't know how that's going to react with the markers, but we're going to find out together. Oh, for my super tips, I ended up putting tiny labels on the back of each one and like testing out with the color because I think some of them don't look as close to their actual tip lid color as others. I don't know if these are examples, but it definitely happened with a few of them. I don't know. So that's what that is. And I recommend that if you think your marker tips don't match the barrels, because that kind of gives you an idea what's in there. Let's do the pumpkin orange too. I love markers for their speed, but I hate streaky markers, and I'm not very adept with markers, so I don't know how to make them not streaky. So I just go fast and like double up if I have to and triple up, and who knows. I haven't used the super tips that much, so they should be relatively juicy, but we'll see what happens together. I don't know how many times I can say that. So that looks like a Pokemon. Should I just go through by color? See, I don't really have any plans. Yes, so I sent out wedding invitations. So keep a lookout in your mailbox for your wedding invitation. No. I kind of like the process of stuffing the envelope. I like tedious tasks a lot. But I just, again, it took over my whole desk and I couldn't do anything. So that was frustrating. What else can be purple? This may be an annoying color and chat to watch because I have nothing picked out. Nothing's ready. So. Oh, it's also library book sale season, which I love. So we've already gone to one book sale and I have 2 more planned. And I love buying books, but I don't read them as fast as I buy them. So at least with library book sales, I don't feel guilty because I get a good deal. So this last book sale we went to, all paperbacks were 50 cents and all hardcovers were $1. So I think I also brought my friend with me, and between the 2 of us, because we just checked out in one basket, we spent $9 on 20 books. I'm sure the math adds up there somehow, but it was definitely a good deal. So, okay. So this is the 50 pack of Crayola Super Tips, so I don't really have many skin tones. So that's gonna be an issue maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so I got some good stuff in the library book sale. What's funny is there's a few authors that I just love them, so I just want all of their stuff, and that's another great reason for the book sale because they're prolific and I don't want to spend full price on all of their stuff. But the problem is I don't really know what titles I have. Specifically, Harlan Coben is one of my favorites. He's a mystery writer, and he writes all of his books are set in New Jersey, or at least all the ones I've read so far. And I live in New Jersey, and they're set in places that I know. So it'll be like the lady got abducted from the mall, and I've been to that mall. So it's kind of cool and kind of makes it extra scary, I think. See, she's kind of too pink, but that's what we're going to have to roll with. Maybe I'll try to make the gnome in a different color and see which is better. Also, see how similar these are? That's another reason why I did this, because I don't know. Yeah, but I see all these Harlan Coben books, and I'm like, I know where this is. Oh no, what if this is real? And obviously it's not real, but, bad things do happen, so something could be real. But a lot of his books just have dramatic titles, so I don't remember which ones I have. Even after I've read them, I can't tell you which ones I've read by title alone. I have to read the back of the book because Tell No One and Leave Me Alone and Watch Out. And I'm like, what are all these things? They're very generic titles that don't even necessarily show up in the book, and it's funny. Oh, another. Maybe I'll make her green. That could be cute. Her skin green? Sure. So. And then my other favorite author is Jodi Picoult. I always call her Jodi Pickle because I assume her name is French and therefore hard for me to pronounce. And I love her, and I always buy doubles of her books by accident because I just always want to get her books, but I have almost all of them. So that's cool. And by cool, I mean not cool, because then I have to donate them back, and yikes. She also has a whole bunch of novels out, and I'm only short 3 or 4 of them. So I never remember, do I have Handle with Care or House Rules? Also, do you see this? Why does oh, no, you don't. My marker looks diseased. Why has this happened? Purples are my favorites. I already feel all over the place in this movie. in this chat, and we are only 10 minutes in, so that is not a good sign. No, marker, don't die. What in the heck? Oh no, that's not good either. Look at this mess. Good golly. I'm gonna put this one upside down to indicate that something is wrong. Maybe I can figure out how to fix that later. So, what was I saying already? Oh, yeah, Jodi Picoult. So, I always buy doubles of her books. So, to combat this, I decided to do what I thought would be something smart. And I made a list. It's my answer for everything. So, I had this tiny book that has my name on it that I haven't used. And I put down some of my favorite authors. And I wrote which books I own and which ones I have read, which, as you can see, yikes, I have work to do in general. I think I've read a few of the ones I don't own, but I wasn't sure without reading the backs because that's my style. So, and I was like, okay, great. I'll bring this to the library sale, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't have Handle with Care. I can buy that. But, as you can imagine, I forgot. So I did not bring that with me to the sale, and it was therefore useless. So that was fun. But as I said, I have 2 more sales already lined up that hopefully I will remember to bring that book. That's the other thing. Samuel is mostly a fantasy and sci-fi reader, but I'm mostly a mystery and thriller reader. So I don't really know about his sci-fi books. So if I go to the sale and he can't come with me, I'm always like, I want to get Samuel something. But I don't know what to get him because I'm not even familiar with sci-fi authors. So, like, again, for mystery and fantasy, I know, not mystery and fantasy, mystery and thriller, I've heard of the authors before. So even if I've never heard of the book, I can be like, oh, okay, they're popular in the thriller world, and I can pick it up for myself. But I have no idea with him. So for him, I just buy Stephen King books. So in there, I've also made a list of Stephen King books to get for him. And I don't even know if he wants Stephen King books, but that's what I buy him. He reads so quickly. It blows my mind and bothers me because he just like one day sat and read a Stephen King book in a few hours. And it was, of course, one of his shorter ones. He's not a wizard, Samuel, but it's still, I can't read that quick. So I don't think I've ever read a Stephen King book. So I'm interested in it kind of, but I'm always like, will it scare me really? Because I don't want to actually be scared. Which you might be like, you just told me you read all thrillers. And that's true. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do like to be scared. So oh, this isn't the color I thought it was. Why didn't I look at the back? Yikes. Oh well. He's a monster. He can be any color. I wanted him to be like orange. This might be a good example. Does that look different to you? Maybe I'm just crazy. So yeah, is this my most disjointed video yet? I feel like I don't have anything planned. I think I was going to talk about the shower, but I already did. So that's a womp womp. I have not yet taken my little lady pup outside for her morning outdoor session. So she might be interrupting us soon. We'll see. Got the house to myself, hoping to film a few videos in a row to stockpile. I lost a subscriber today. That's always rough. Man, I wanted to make him purple too. Maybe this purple? This one doesn't have diseases. Is this too close to her? Nah. This is fun so far. I think I'm liking it with the markers. It doesn't seem to be bleeding. I wasn't sure because I don't think I have any other books with these shiny lines. So I wasn't sure how that was going to react with markers or anything really. So I'm used to some of the Hannah Lynn books will get streaky if you like blend over them. So streaky being literally the lines will streak, not anything else. My work is always streaky. Like, see, this is what's happening. I just said I was liking the markers, and now I'm not liking them. Because I don't know how to make this not look like that. Because you can very defined see where I stopped my strokes. Do I do another layer? Will that make it worse? I have no idea. I feel like you have to try to do it in one swoop, the whole area. I think that helped. The more you do, though, the more angry the paper starts to get. And see, really not much bleed through at all. Or that's all shadowing, really. Like if you put the sheet down completely. Not bad. So. I don't know why, but I knew I was going to make this gorilla purple. Is there a famous cartoon gorilla that's purple? I just also like purple, so sometimes it's hard to find things to be purple. But again, this is a fairy tale. My fairy tale gorilla can be purple if I want him to be. Do I do his face a different color? Sure. So how was everyone else's weekend? What's today? It's Monday, right? Yeah, it is Monday. Tell me about your weekend. Did you do anything fun? Did I do anything fun? Yeah, on Saturday, I went to game day at my friend's house. There's a group of us that love to play games, and we try to play at least once a month. Board games, that is. And it's a lot of fun. Because again, we like board games, so why wouldn't that be fun? So we did that on Saturday. We had sushi for dinner. That was nice too. I kind of like sushi. I like it, but my problem is I'm not an adventurous eater, so I don't really get a variety of things. I'm trying to branch out more. Even for me, sushi's kind of branching out, but I always get crab rolls. This time I got a crab roll. I got a sweet potato roll. Those are delicious. And I got a shrimp and avocado roll. I'm just starting to try avocado. Does that look good? Is that right? So, my avocado always feels the wrong temperature to me. So, that's why I don't know how I feel about it. I think that it's almost like whipped cream. I'm not a huge whipped cream fan because I feel like you eat whipped cream with either hot food like ice cream or hot food like ice cream, hot food like a warm pie or something, or cold food like ice cream. And I think that whipped cream is always room temperature. Even when it's in the fridge, it's never as cold as ice cream, and obviously not as warm as hot pie. My goodness, my phone just rang and scared the bejeebies out of me and stopped the video. So, whew, that really like jolted me. I don't know what number that was either, so I did not answer. I'm sure I will get a voicemail in 1 second, and I'll be sad I did not answer, but that's okay. I never answer my phone if I can avoid it, because it's always random numbers, so you can leave a message, and I'll decide if I'm going to call you back or not. Whew. Yes, and I feel like avocado is similar in that it's always a different temperature than whatever else you're eating. So, but I'm trying to like it because I hear it's a relatively healthy food. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to the stage that I just like eat it by itself, but I'm going to not avoid it as much if it's on other things. So, yes, we played a bunch of games. I think really the three of us, because Samuel and I are like one unit now, and all of our board game collections are shared. So, but the three of us collect board games and have so many. So we very rarely play the same game twice, except Crokinole. Crokinole is so much fun. My friend Dave found it, and it was a great purchase. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically it's this like, it's like shuffleboard, but the target's in the middle. It's almost like table curling. I don't know if any of these are good explanations, but basically there's this big round board, and there's 2 teams of 2, and you sit opposite of your teammate. And then there are these little pucks that you have to flick into the center. And there's a hole in the center that if you get it in, it's called Crokinole. And there's little pegs around the center that mess you up and you hit into the pegs. So like on my turn, I'll go first and I'll flick it and I'll get it past the little pegs and it'll land over here on 15 points. And then Sam will go second, and he can't just flick it anywhere. He has to try to hit mine for it to count. So maybe he taps it and mine goes here. Now Dave goes, and Dave has to try to hit Sam's and hope that it moves a little and his stays in. Then Lydia has to hit mine or Dave's, you know what I mean? And we keep going around and around. And then the scores cancel out in the end. So if 2 of us are in 10 points, neither of us get those points. So it's kind of whatever points remain on the board are what wins. And we love that game. And we flick everything. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I think this is different from her hair, so I'm gonna do this for my bucket, right? Why not? Let's just go for it nice and early. So we play that basically every time we're together. It's also a nice, easy game that you don't really have to think about. Like, okay, on your turn, you have to say, who should I flick first or whatever. But it's not a brain buster like some of the other games. That's the problem in general, that my friends, love really heavy games. And I like medium level games. I just don't like learning a new game, but like once I know it, I'm fine. But obviously to know it, you have to learn it. So I'm grumpy the first time we play. And then if we play this same game again, I'm usually better. So we played Crokinole, and we played this other game that my friend Lydia had that was called Colt Express, I think. We were all like robbing a train, our characters, and trying to stop each other from robbing the train, and trying to avoid the train marshal. And that one was interesting. But there was like, you could shoot each other if you were next to each other. And I got shot 10 times in one game compared to like everyone else. I had like 4 shots. I was like, come on, guys. So that was pretty funny and ridiculous. But we played this weird game called Franchise It. That was like a knockoff Monopoly from 2001. And that one, I don't know if I liked that one. It was definitely quicker than Monopoly, but it was also not as fun as Monopoly. It just didn't seem as well thought out. You bought your different properties, and the properties were like business locations. So there was actual real businesses too. Like there was Holiday Inn and 7-Eleven, and I was surprised. And then there was what seemed like fake businesses, but it's possible they're just businesses that no longer exist and I've forgotten about. Like Athlete's Foot, was that also a shoe store back in 2000 or earlier? I don't remember it, so I can't confirm or deny that. But you would buy the different pieces, and then if you owned 2 and somebody else owned 1, they had to pay you on every lap because it's a franchise, so they're paying their franchisor, whatever. But it was weird because there was no, like, if you owned 2, you didn't get more money. You just got 2 times whatever the money was. So, like, there was no real, like, initiative to buy a lot. It was strange. It was strange. I'm sure this is the most boring thing to listen to. But it was a fun game, but a weird game. And I didn't win, so maybe it wasn't fun. That's how I judge things, right? Uh-oh. Take a sip of water. Then we played this other game that I don't remember the name of, but it was a cranium game. And you had to like, it was almost like a weird Plinko, where you put these rubber balls in the top, and then on everyone's turn, you could like add different bumpers to block the path. And then sometimes you'd get a card that made you throw all the rubber balls. So then you would release the balls and they would fall down the little path and hit into the bumpers and see which goal they would go into. So that was a strange one because it was fun to like watch them bounce around. It also wasn't that thought-provoking at all. And it was like, I think even very, very small children can play this, which there's no problem with, except that we were not very small children. So yeah, I'm getting sloppy. I'm getting things done. Okay. So, what should we do next? I love this guy. Maybe just, no, the water's too easy. I have to wait. See, this looks like a steam, like a tugboat top. But that's weird because is this a tugboat bucket? Maybe. I don't know. So I think that's all the games we played. Oh no, then we played this game called Camel Up. And in this game, you had to like bet on these little camels that were racing around the track. And they would race by rolling the die. And they were called Camel Up because if two camels landed on the same spot, they would stack on top of each other. So that's something that happened. So all in all, it was definitely a fun game day. We'll do again. Yeah, with those friends, we try to do usually 2 things a month. We'll do like one game day and then one activity day. So next month we're going to the corn maze for what will be our 4th year at the corn maze. And I'm much excited about that. And the maze we go to, they change the theme every year. This year is Avengers theme, which whatever, that's fine. But it's a pretty nice corn maze, I think. And it usually takes about an hour to get through. We go through the day, in the daytime. It's not a scary corn maze, but that's the thing. Like, I have seen scary mazes before, but I had never really been in a nice corn maze, but I knew they existed. So 4 years ago, I sought it out, and now we've been going ever since. But I wish that they lived closer because then we could hang out with them even more. But they do not, so that's sad. I fear this video is terrible and I'm just going to have to scrap the whole thing. But I hope not. I really don't understand how you guys that do lots of coloring chats do it because my throat goes every time. And it's weird because I'm used to talking a lot. I talk a lot in person. Why can't I talk to the camera? I don't know. Should I make the shark gray? Do I have a light gray to make the other half of him? See, this is where Crayola fails me. Light and dark, maybe? Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that happens? I cry and I've ruined my favorite part of the page. That sounds about right. I don't know where to end this either. Oh boy. And you can see, right? What in the world? Why would I do this to myself? Oh, I forgot to do the monkey's ear and hand. Oh, is this different enough? Yeah, sure. Yes, so that was my weekend. that was all that to say that. Then the other crazy thing. So Friday night, I got no sleep at all. I do not know why. I just couldn't fall asleep. When I did, I kept waking up. So nothing. Saturday, I crushed it. And I got a ton of sleep. Like a full, I think, 8.5 hours. And that's pretty unheard of for me. And that's 8.5 hours of sleep. Like, I don't think that is all the time I was laying down. So that was interesting. Is this the pink I used? I don't know. It's the pink I'm going to use now. But I was like, wow, this is cool. And I still woke up. Like, I just went to bed early. So I woke up at 9, which for a weekend is not that late. So then last night, I could not sleep again. I just wasn't tired at all. I guess 8.5 hours is like way too much for me. And I was just awake all night long again. So last night I got 3 hours of sleep from like 5 a.m. 5:30 a.m. to 9 technically is when I was in the bed. But again, I was not sleeping. And I realize as I'm getting older, I'm getting worse at those types of sleeps. Like, I do not feel great when I wake up. But I get over it pretty quickly, so I'm still okay. But, ugh, very, like, delirious. I don't know what to do with anything going on in the middle. And also, why is this in my hand? I think I was going to make my scarecrow have a olive thing. Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen tonight. Either I'm going to fall asleep later in the daytime and accidentally nap, and then I'll be up again all night. Or maybe I'll make it and have a good night's sleep. We'll find out. To be continued. I'm going to do his spots this color too. I keep moving it up and down so you can see, but then I get nervous that you can't see, so I have to check in the viewfinder every time. But yes, I'm going to say it again because it's real exciting, but my wedding invitations went out. So I'm assuming in a few days people will start getting them and then they'll start RSVPing. I'm nervous about RSVPs because I know people are terrible at it. So for the shower, I think like 10 people just didn't answer at all. And that just is crazy to me because there was just like a website you could go to RSVP. So it wasn't even like you had to call someone you didn't know or anything. So that's what I'm doing for the wedding. We have a website that you can go to and say yes or no. And I hope people say yes. A bunch of my family lives out of state, and so does Sam's family. So we haven't seen them in a while. So I'm hoping we get to see everybody. Because I think it will be fun. Obviously, I hope it will be fun. Planning things like this always makes me nervous until they happen. So for now, I think it will be fun. I will obviously let you know when it's over and tell you that it was, I hope. So, this bucket, I don't know why the bucket's so evil. Maybe he's not evil and we're judging him because he has fang teeth. I don't know why the bucket has teeth. So, But yeah, I just hope people answer and say yes or no. Even if it's no, I will be sad, but at least they will have told me. I think that's what happens more commonly is that when people say no or are not coming, they don't answer. But that's nuts. Uh-oh. Doggy interruption. Let's see what she does. I can't tell if she's looking out the window or if she wants my attention. We'll wait a few more barks. Yeah. Ugh. Noodle D, I'm filming. You don't care. She wants to go. O-U-T. I'm going to finish this one guy and then take her. Because I would be sad if I didn't pee in 12, 14 hours. So I only imagine how she feels. All right, be right back. Okay, we're back. That was only like 2 minutes. She was pretty quick. But she seems a little sassy, so we might be hearing from her again. Yes, so I thought I was doing pretty quick, but I'm probably half an hour in already. So we're doing medium quick. Maybe I'll let myself do the big ground below. I don't know. I think I'm going to avoid the whites, or the whites, what I am assuming will be white. And I think maybe I'll try to use Wink of Stella on that afterwards. So for now, I'm going to just do everything underneath that. Because why not? Yes, so moral of the last story, I don't know if I finished it, was please just RSVP if you get invited to something. Even if it's no, that's fine. But I don't know if it's like people that say no aren't sure, so they're just putting it off and then they forget. I don't know. But just say no if you mean no. And a few of the people for the shower specifically were out-of-state people, so there was really almost no chance of them coming. Which again, if I live out of state, I would just instantly say no. Like, you know if it's happening or not. So it was just got a tiny bit frustrating because I was just waiting to find out who was coming or not. But now I'm waiting again for the wedding. Yeah, my dad invited a ton of people. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Father. I don't know who these people are. But he invited all of his like work friends. And he has not been to very many weddings either. So he's like, this is tradition. I'm allowed to invite my friends. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Do what you want, Father. So maybe a whole bunch of random middle-aged men will be there. Woo! Hopefully they know how to party. I'm not a partier. I don't know if you can tell just by my voice. Or maybe by the fact that coloring is my #1 hobby. That I do not really party. I'm not much of a drinker. I'm not against drinking, so I can physically drink. I just don't really enjoy the taste of it. And I do not like being out of control, so I almost am never drunk. So there's that for you. Control freak. Yeah, see, I like markers because I'm just like going over all the lines. Doesn't matter. It's hard to tell what's supposed to be light and what's dark around here. I think this is all dark. I hope you can see again. I haven't really figured out how to angle it so that you can see. I think for right now it's still more important that I can see the screen to make sure it doesn't shut off. Because that would be annoying if I just kept like jumping back in and I'm like, well, you missed another 10 minutes. So, see, I think, is that all? Like, this almost looks like a vine, but that's not what I want down here. So, yeah, but now I'm gonna have to start fittings. See, is that like a tentacle? Jeez. I'm gonna have to start dress fittings, I think. I might already be too late. This is what is like the hardest for me about the wedding is the timeline. And I have no idea when things are supposed to be done. I bought my dress from David's Bridal and I picked it in March. And then they sent it to my home in April, which I was kind of shocked and confused about because I assumed they would keep it so that I would go back and do my alterations with them. but they did not keep it. They sent it home. They're like, oh yeah, you just come back for alterations. But now, like, they haven't contacted me at all. So when do I go back? And now I don't think I'm going to go back because I've always heard that they're really expensive with their alterations. And I don't need that. I might as well go to a local tailor. But, so I'm hopefully going later today to show the tailor the dress and see if he's the tailor for the job, because I assume not every tailor can do every style of everything, because wedding dresses and men's pants are very different. So I'll see if he's like, oh my gosh, you should have been here 3 months ago, or if he's like, okay, cool, you have a few months to wait. I don't think I have a few months because the wedding is in a few months, but you get the drift of what I'm trying to say. So hopefully that goes well and happens soon. And then I have to do more stuff. What else do I have to do? Oh, my ring. So I bought my wedding band, and let's see if you can see. When I wanted a ring, I don't love the rings that are really high, so I wanted it to be much closer to my finger. So they came up with this awesome cage idea that makes the ring much lower and still secure. But now my wedding band doesn't nest into it. So I'm probably going to have to get this changed and get like the angle of this little cage adjusted. But that means I have to give back my ring, and I'm not looking forward to that. So if you see me in future videos without my ring, that's what happened. So hopefully that will be happening maybe today too. I have lofty goals for today. I don't want this to be a branch, so I'm going to color it in. You can't stop me, suckers. Okay. And then I think this will also be water. And then I'm also working on a playlist for the DJ. So I have no idea. I like 90s music and boy bands. So I don't know what other people like. If you are married, what was your wedding song? That's another thing that's hard because Sam and I don't really have a song. We just don't have a song. That's really all there is to say about that. I like to sing all songs that I know the words to. That's the barrier of if I like a song. If I know the words, I like the song. Like 9 out of 10 times, that's the truth. So maybe I'll make his hay this color. Sure. I'm thinking Lone Star Amazed. Look that up if you haven't heard it. But it's just a song I really like. I don't know if it's like necessarily a representation of us. It is a love song, so that's close, right? That's what wedding songs are supposed to be. But I might make this guy also gray, because why not? I don't know. And I also have to figure out a song to dance with my dad to. And I'm just going to be like crying on the dance floor because my father and I are like twins and he's my best friend. And so it's going to be a rough day for that. And then I think Sam's mom already picked out their song, so that was very helpful. And then I just want to like have some regular old songs to boogie to. Yeah, 50 colors is kind of limiting with these super tips because as you can see, there's tons and tons of greens. Like why? There's so many greens. And they're pretty similarly shaded. That's the other reason when I did this, because then you can see, I feel like these two are very similar. Like, what's the difference there? Craziness. I think this is gonna be too dark, but we're gonna go for it because that's the theme here. And I never know, like, if I should do new songs or just stick to older songs. Should we let people make requests? Who knows? I have no experience planning this type of thing. We have also begun to plan my upcoming birthday. So I think I mentioned I'm going to be turning 30 in November. And I'm not looking forward to it, but it's happening whether I want it to or not. So I always throw birthday parties, and I like to think they're pretty extravagant, or at least I put a lot of effort into them. I don't know if other people think they're extravagant or not. But I've done, last year was my 90s party. That was super themed, and there was all the trivia and things like that. And I've done 2 murder mysteries, which I love murder mysteries, and they're so much fun. So if you have a group of people that would be into actually trying for the murder mystery, it's great. Every time I'm always nervous, and then everyone always blows me away with how involved they get. So it's probably pretty rude that I'm still nervous each time. But with the murder mysteries, you can like buy the storyline on the internet, and then you like assign everybody characters and the theme. There will be different themes depending on what you pick. So everyone dresses up, and depending on what their character is, maybe they have accents or maybe they have props. And the 2 murder mysteries I had a like speakeasy themed one, and I had a high school reunion, but it was an 80s high school reunion, so it was pretty much 80s themed. And with that first one, I was actually the murderer, and I didn't know, because there's you can look at little blurbs for the characters without knowing who's the murderer. So Sam always helps me, and I'll be like, okay, I want to be one of these people, and he'll dole out the positions for me. So it's a surprise. But the first time I was the murderer, and nobody suspected me, or they were like, I thought so, but I didn't want to just say it because it's your birthday. So it was pretty funny because I got away with it. Nobody guessed me. But yes, that is a very involved party to throw, because you have to assign all the characters, make sure everyone gets all their stuff, decorate appropriately, get your own costume for whatever character you end up being. It's just, there's a lot of work that goes into it, if you so choose, I guess. I guess you can not put a lot of work into it, but I did put a lot of work into that. And then I've had, like, what is this? I'm going to make this a yellow bar of soap. Did a Vegas theme party where we did gambling. Well, it was fake gambling, but I made Danielle money, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I have my own currency for the day, and I just put pictures of me on the different bills, and for the ones, I put a picture when I was 1, and like the 5s, I put a picture when I was 5, etc., etc. I thought that was pretty well thought out. So now I'm turning 30. I can't not have a party. Can I? That doesn't seem on brand for me to not do anything. So nobody wants to come, though. They don't not want to come, but doggy issues. Hold on. I assume somebody's walking by. I hope this isn't too annoying. If she doesn't stop, I'll pause. I'm gonna finish this leaf first. Yeah, gotta gotta pause.
All right, she kills me. She was just being dramatic. She was just laying down on her bed and barking. I always am like, come on, girl. If you're going to bark, at least be looking out the window. So hopefully she's done. She's not done. Also, I kind of got dizzy going over there, probably from my lack of sleep. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. But, Bug, bug, bug. I'm Noodles, and I'm a pain in the butt. Yes, so I was like, I can't not have a party. It's my 30th birthday. And originally, I was hoping to go to Vegas. And I was like, this will be great. We'll go to Vegas, and we'll do my birthday one night, and then, like, bachelorette party the second night. But that's a crazy idea. You can't just go to Vegas. It's expensive. So that plan is not going to work out, which, again, I totally understand. I think I didn't really realize how expensive weddings would be because, like I said, I don't really have much experience with them. So that's the problem, though, is my shower just happened. Sam's bachelor party's in October. My birthday and my bachelorette party is in November, and then obviously the wedding is in December, and then our honeymoon is in December. So that's all adding up to a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of planning. So I don't think I can really have a big birthday party this year. So I was talking to Sam about it, and I was like, I'm kind of sad because obviously it's kind of unreasonable to have the party, but like, this is 30. How can I have all these extravagant parties my whole life and then do nothing for turning 30? So we decided we may go away for the weekend. And that could be very fun. So I wanted him to be in charge of planning, which is also unusual. So I'm usually obsessive with the planning. But I'm going to try to let him plan some or most of it. And hopefully he'll do a good job. But we might actually bring our friends from the weekend, our board game friends, with us for at least one of the days. And we might be going on a Great Connecticut Adventure, is what I like to call it. Because I think that, I don't know if anyone else has this happen to them, but they get in the habit of like only going in one direction, that they don't realize how much stuff is in the other directions. So for instance, Sam's parents live about 2 hours south of us. So that's still in New Jersey, but 2 hours south. We go there sometimes. We were going like weekly to visit them, or like during the summer we would go swim. It's a long drive. But I realized 2 hours north of us, we're in Connecticut. Really, like an hour north, we've already hit Connecticut. And 2 hours can get us through a lot of Connecticut. And we've never been. Why not? I don't know. So we're going to go. And I think it will be a good time. Sam found a board game cafe, which is funny, because we play board games here. I don't know why we need to leave the state for that, but you know. And he found this like cool archery place, and I've never tried archery, and I think that will be really cool. That's been like on my bucket list to try archery. And then we want to go to the flea market. If you've seen on HGTV, there's a show called Flea Market Flip. And on that show, they go to the Elephant's Trunk Flea Market. And that flea market is in New Milford, Connecticut. So we are going to go to that, hopefully. That's the plan. It's outdoors and in November, so it could go either way. But we're very much hoping to be able to go to that. And that is only on Sundays, and my birthday is on Sunday, so that will be like the day of experience. But that's our plan so far. More maybe to come, depending on like how everything lands. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it will be fun. And I've just colored this off screen because I'm ridiculous. Cool. What else is new? So, but yeah, all that being said, still a lot of exciting things are coming at us in the next few months. I think it's going to be crazy because usually we like we do a lot of cool things, but spread it out all through the year. And this year, knowing we had all of this stuff coming up at the end, we like didn't do anything the rest of the year to like save for the end. So these next few months are going to be pretty bonkers. I also usually do a whole bunch of Christmas things, but I don't know what we're gonna get to do because of all the other things. So we'll see what happens there, but that might be a lot too. It's just gonna be a fun time. I'm really excited. Like, we're really starting to rev up, which I don't know how many times I can say that, but it's coming. So what should this guy be? I feel like I'm actually almost done. I'm really surprised. I was always avoiding doodles because I thought they would take for absolute ever, but I think it's going a lot quicker since I'm using the markers, because I've seen people use color pencils and do like amazing details. And I'm like, guys, you're making me look bad. I don't have time for that. Jeez Louise, stop with your talent, okay? No, I'm don't say that. I think that's one of the coolest things about coloring is that you can do whatever you want. And there's like, you can put however much time or however little time into it as you want. So I like just coloring in volume, so that's what I do. But other people love to make the most realistic coloring pages I've ever seen. And they put 10, 20 hours into one picture. And that's super cool too, if that's what your thing is. This looks like a phone, not a horn, but I think it's a horn. It's like giving him a little hug. What color? I might do that tail color again if I can figure out what I used. Balance that out a little. That's the thing about doodles too that always throws me off, is that obviously this is a butt ton of colors. So how do I coordinate this? I think I don't, but I'm always afraid that's gonna look bad. So we'll find out when I'm done if this looks terrible. I want to start doing like fun challenges I pose on myself. So we'll see. Like, I want to do different color palette challenges. And one thing I was thinking of doing, which I think could be a lot of fun, is kind of a season swap. So like doing a mermaid in fall colors and I don't know, doing a Christmas page in all neons or something like that. I think that could be cool. More tongues. Because I think that sometimes myself, definitely, I don't know about anyone else, gets locked into the idea that like this pumpkin has to be orange because that's a pumpkin. And then once you're on your 14th page with pumpkins in it, it gets a little tired. No, that's too close. So mixing it up, I think, is cool. But my problem is giving myself permission to do that because I'm like, oh no, I can't ruin my pages by doing a weird color scheme. So that's why I want to like do challenges so that it's okay to do what I want, I guess. I haven't meant blue in a while. Huh. Are we near done? Ooh, oh, his snout, beak. This fish and that guy. What is that? It's yellow now, whatever he is. Or should the fish be yellow? The fish is gonna be yellow. Good call, good call. I'm very happy that these lines aren't running. I was worried that they would get all up in my markers, but it seems like we're good. I hate when you use a light colored marker and then the tip gets dirty, and even though it doesn't like come off like on your pages, it still looks dirty and bothers me. I didn't use much dark purple. Right. Okay, I think for the end, let us get our glitter on. So this is actually a homemade Wink of Stella that I saw a video on that I'm now not going to remember, and that's unfortunate. But I used iridescent paint and mixed it with water and shoved it in this brush. So it is not as good as Wink of Stella. I'm not going to lie to you and pretend that it is as good. But I think I got the whole iridescent paint and this brush for like $6 to $8. And each Wink of Stella is like $5 at least. And I can probably make 10,000 of these with what I bought. Let's take it out and show you. Hold on. Excuse all the loud noises for a minute. Where are you? Yes. Liquitex. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced. Liquitex Iridescent Medium. This is a large jar of this stuff because you probably only need like a quarter size or less to make one pen. So this is going to last my whole life, and I think it works pretty good. And of course, this is just a water brush. I got it from Joann's. As I'm seeing now, we may be in a little bit of trouble because Crayola are water-based markers. So I'm kind of spreading them around when I go over the lines. So I just have to be a little bit careful. But I think that would have happened with my Wink of Stella too. I have no idea if you can see any of this glitter on camera. I'll wiggle it around at the end, but again, it's not as strong as the, now I forgot the words, Wink of Stella, but it gets the point across, and it's much more money efficient, and then I can buy more books, you know? So, yeah. I also assume that you could basically just paint straight with this on and it would be stronger, but it's convenient to have the brush. We go back to the top. Anything in white, I'm just gonna quickly color with my Liquitex. And I'm also not worrying about the lines with this because what's the worst that happens? There's extra shimmer. I don't know if there can even be extra shimmer. It's all great if there's, the more the merrier. I also realized I've forgotten a few tiny details, but we'll see. And then this pen just works by, you just give it a little squeeze and more runs out, which if you saw my last video, you might have seen me using a similar brush. So, yes, hold on. Let me quickly do this apple tip. There we go. A little stalk. There we go. And yeah, I think that's done. Let's see. I'm going to try to hold it up and wiggle it around to see if you can see the glitter. Can you see anything? I can see it. All the white parts are now glitterly. They're glitterly glittered. And again, you can see in the lighting too how the line work itself is shiny. So yeah, that wasn't bad. And that was like about an hour, right? I don't know, because now I have different segments. So there we go. I'm so excited that I finished something in this book. Great, this is good news. And I'm going to mark it right now because I've been remembering to do that for my end of the month video where I show you all the pages together. Bam! Cool. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like this video, comment down below, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!